President Joe Biden urged Donald Trump to take inspiration from the decency exemplified by President Jimmy Carter, delivering remarks just after the former president's death on Sunday at the age of 100. Biden contrasted Carter's character with Trump's, who is set to begin his second term in January. When asked what Trump might learn from Carter, Biden responded emphatically, "Decency, decency, decency." "Can you imagine Jimmy Carter walking past someone in need and doing nothing?" Biden asked, or referring to someone based on how they look or speak. "I can't," he said. Biden reflected on Carter's legacy for 9 minutes, calling him a humanitarian, a personal friend, and a remarkable leader. He praised Carter's values as their influence on America's global image, adding, "The world looked to him, and he was worth looking to." Trump, who clashed with Carter publicly in the past, issued a more conciliatory response. In 2 statements, he praised Carter as a truly good man and a consequential president. "While I strongly disagreed with him politically, I respected his love for America and his hard work to make it a better place," Trump wrote on Truth Social. The tone marked a shift from Trump's remarks during Carter's 100th birthday in October, when he joked during a campaign stop in Wisconsin that Carter was the happiest man because Biden's presidency had made his own appear brilliant by comparison. The 2 leaders had a history of mutual criticism. In 2019, Carter suggested Russian interference had aided Trump's 2016 win, prompting Trump to dismiss Carter as a nice man but a terrible and forgotten president. Later that year, Carter warned that a second Trump term would be a disaster. Following Jimmy Carter's death, Joe Biden continued to honor his legacy, describing him as a man who had lived a life measured not by words, but by deeds. He highlighted Carter's humanitarian achievements, including his 2002 Nobel Peace Prize, and said Jimmy Carter stands as a model for what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose. We could all do well to be a little more like Jimmy Carter. Carter's state funeral is set for January 9th at the Washington National Cathedral. Flags will be flown at half-staff, up to and including on the day of Trump's inauguration. Jimmy Carter, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his global human rights work, passed away in hospice care on Sunday at his home in Plains, Georgia, where he lived with his wife of 77 years, Rosalind Carter. The former First Lady was 96 and preceded him in death on November 19, 2023. Carter was the first U.S. president to celebrate a 100th birthday. In honor of his centennial, President Joe Biden delivered a heartfelt message describing Carter as a moral force of our nation and the world, and a voice of courage, conviction, and compassion. Biden also announced plans for the state funeral, designating the day as a national day of mourning and ordering federal offices closed in Carter's memory. Born on October 1, 1924 in Plains, Georgia, Carter grew up on a peanut farm and was the first American president born in a hospital. After graduating from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1946, he married Rosalind Smith, a close childhood friend and star student from Plains High School. Carter, a Democrat, entered the national political stage by defeating incumbent Gerald Ford in the 1976 presidential election, running on a platform of integrity and transparency in the wake of the Watergate scandal. Serving 1 term, his presidency was marked by achievements like brokering the 1978 Camp David Accords, an historic peace agreement between Israel and Egypt, but also challenges such as the Iran hostage crisis and economic struggles at home. His famous 1979 Crisis of Confidence speech, often called the Malaise speech, despite never using the word, became emblematic of his presidency's struggles to rally the nation. After leaving the White House at age 56, Carter devoted the next 4 decades to humanitarian work, becoming one of the most revered ex-presidents in American history. Through the Carter Center, which he founded with Rosalind in 1982, he championed peaceful conflict resolution, election monitoring, disease eradication, and human rights advocacy. Highlights of his post-presidency include negotiating the 1994 Treaty of Understanding with North Korea and helping to mediate peace agreements in Africa, including the 1999 Nairobi Agreement between Sudan and Uganda. His work earned him widespread respect and the moniker America's greatest ex-president. Despite health setbacks, including a melanoma diagnosis in 2015 that spread to his liver and brain, Carter's resilience shone through. After undergoing innovative immunotherapy, he announced the absence of tumors later that year and continued teaching Sunday school at his local Baptist church until 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic curtailed public engagements. Jimmy Carter's legacy extends beyond politics. He authored over 24 books, collaborated closely with his wife, and remained deeply committed to his humble roots and Baptist faith. Bill and Hillary Clinton commemorated Carter's enduring impact, stating, "Guided by his faith, President Carter lived to serve others until the very end." Former President Barack Obama commemorated Carter, saying, "He taught all of us what it means to live a life of grace, dignity, justice, and service." Jimmy Carter's humanitarian contributions and the values he championed, compassion, integrity, and service, will remain an enduring part of his remarkable legacy.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.